Okay, so welcome back. As promised, as I started off the show with, we were going to talk a little bit more about Ryan Wesley Roof or Ralph. I should probably know. You know, giving him the dignity of, saying his name correctly is not what we're here to do because we're going to talk about him a bit, but let's be clear that he's nobody's hero, okay? In the ongoing saga of political tensions in the United States, a new chapter with the arrest of Ryan Wesley Roof, known already on social media as a vocal critic of Donald Trump. I wouldn't say known like he's has like this huge platform, but if you go through his social media, he's been very critical of Trump. Now, two things I wanted to point out about him, and I think the first thing that I wanted to point out about him is that, again, despite all that Trump and his supporters say about minorities and immigrants and women and queer folks, just with the data that we have here, the two shooters or the two would-be shooters are none of those things. I think that matters. I'm probably going to try to leave it to wiser minds to expound upon that in a way that is acceptable to the social circuit. But I think that matters, and so we're just going to put that out there. But to this particular guy, Roof is no stranger to controversy, excuse me. He's the owner of a small construction company in Hawaii. Like I said earlier, he's long been a vocal critic of Trump on social media, often expressing his disdain for the former president's policies and rhetoric. But I think what makes him different is not just like his digital diatribes. Anybody can get on social media and say things. I think one is his extensive criminal history and the fact that this guy has a habit of putting his money behind his views. And so again, when we think about the migrants, the minorities, the women, the queers, all of that, and how because of systematic inequality, these people aren't largely buying plane tickets and expending all types of resources to make their points and stuff. And I don't know, we're still trying to get the details. So I don't know if he flew directly from Hawaii to Florida to try to commit this assassination. But in the past, as a vocal supporter of Ukraine, Ryan Wesley actually traveled to Ukraine to try to, join their military. They rejected him for obviously probably good reasons, and he made his way back here. But media outlets are thinking that the Ukraine issue is what's motivated this man to do these things. But what I want to go back to saying is, while some people, depending on their political views and stuff, they may try to paint this guy as some type of misguided hero, I think it is crucial to remember that an alleged attempt to assassinate a presidential candidate is not something that you can defend, regardless of your political ideology. Violence is never the answer. Instead, this guy should serve as a cautionary tale about how dangerous the current divisions in U.S. politics are. If this can continuously happen to a presidential candidate who also happens to be a former president, who happens to have millions of dollars at their disposal, what is going to happen to the journalists and the community activists and the people who just happen to share their opinions, regardless what dog you have in this fight, even though that's a whole nother thing.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
We should be able to come together and say that this is wrong. So enough of that. I did want to talk about, and because we still have an election that's happening, right? While it's unfortunate what just occurred, or what almost occurred, there's still two people in this race. And I noticed, and I think other people are noticing this too, that Kamala is avoiding talking about race and gender. Some people think that this is a good strategy to went over the middle. I think others are frustrated and see it as her not really being down, for underrepresented people. Again, working on this journalism thing, I'll tell you what I feel after I lay out all the facts and stuff. But I thought this clip of an interview back in 2019 or so with Uncle Luke really describes, gives a more fulsome understanding of how attacks on her race and gender really hit her and her response. And so I don't know why they're not saying these things now, but she said it then. So take a look.
I was raised to have pride. I mean, I could go on and on about who I am, right? But and who I was born as, not just who I became. It wasn't like some process of enlightenment. Like this has not been a process of discovery for me. I think the frustration is that other people want me to take them through their process of discovery, and it's a challenge. I mean, but this is look. All of us who have become the first, part of the challenge is that people have their boxes about who people are.
This is obviously a proud Black woman. There's a reluctance to code switch back the other way that I think may not be serving her well. Do both, okay? Do both. When we come back, I have something really, really important to share. So I hope you keep it locked in. This is the commentary on Icon City News.
Guys, it's Anya here at the Marsha P. Johnson Youth Drop-In Center.
Sure does.
And so the brothers, I think, do a wonderful job taking care of the community. So tonight, we're taking care of ourselves and our members in crisis.
Good to see you. Hey, baby. So,
It's reversible Fonte.
y'all check out Holy Smoke.
I gotta tell y'all, Icon City off the chart. One booking with them, my place was packed from the moment we opened to the moment we closed. Matter of fact, we ran out of everything. So many people came through. Big shout out to Icon. Big shout out. Thank you very much.